So basically, again, for the benefit of anyone who's going to be listening to this, please sort of explain sort of who you are and what do you do?
Okay.
What would call you?
Okay. Well, my name is Leonie Wright, and I run a program called EatWright, which is aimed at people with medical conditions such as, for example, high blood pressure, diabetes 2, arthritis, skin problems, etc. It's also aimed at people who feel tired or lack energy, or people who are just fed up with being overweight. And what I do is I give them nutritional advice. So I'm a nutritional advisor, and I guide them through a 6 weeks program, which I offer, which cleanses the body and revitalizes their immune system. So medical conditions that people have will diminish and sometimes even disappear. So what I do is I'm looking for the balance in their body. I'm trying to find the right balance between what and how much they eat, and what they drink, and then the amount of exercise they do. And I do that along a 6 weeks program, which has been developed by Dutch nutritionists.
Sure. So this is a system that's already being used by other people around the world at the
Yeah, well,
moment.
at the moment, the program has developed, as I said, by a Dutch nutritionist over a period of 20 years, and it's been established in Holland for about 10 years. It's now going to Belgium, Germany, Austria, and Italy, and I'm the first one in the UK to start it as well.
Oh wow, wow.
Yeah.
So tell us a bit more about what's involved and how is it different from sort of doing a bit more exercising and just cutting down on eating the bad stuff.
Okay.
I it's a bit more complex than that.
It is a bit more complex. What we do is we look at the amounts of sugar, fat, and salt that people eat. Often, yeah, people have become addicted to those ingredients, and it's often very difficult to break through that addiction. That's one of the things we do with the program. We also re-educate people about the foods they eat. So it's not really. Some people call it a diet, but it's not a diet. It's we call it a healthy eating program, and it is a lifestyle change. So people have to get used to a different way of eating than they do normally, and eat basically all the healthy food, which is non-processed fruits, vegetables, whole grain products, etc. But if you want to, do you want me to go in more specific detail about the program, or?
Uh, if you're happy to, yeah. I mean, the more the merrier. I mean, yeah, that sounds interesting.
Okay. Well,
Yeah.
you were saying about why is it different from other diets. The first thing is that when you go on a diet, there are two sides when you go onto a diet. It's well, the physical side and the psychological side. Well, if you go on a diet, then dieting itself actually creates food problems because it doesn't solve your problems either. Diets you get never rid of the problems you have because they don't allow you to eat the foods you really like to eat. And to be honest, it is very difficult to give those foods up because everybody gets into a routine and yeah, they get in a daily habit and it's very difficult to break through that. So even if you stick to a diet and reach your goal, what happens when the diet is over? That's often the problem. What happens is that people reward themselves with their favorite foods. And then after all, because they feel they need a treat for all the effort they've put in, and they feel so good about themselves, so they want to treat themselves, and they go back to their old habits. So they're back to square one, and you've treated yourself with feelings of guilt and self-loathing and lethargy, and your body, a body that you hate and you don't like, and then you suddenly reach that particular goal, and then the reward is, well, I'm going to eat normal again, but then you make things actually worse. Now, that's the psychological side. Now, the physical side is that when you go on a diet and you restrict the foods you eat, you actually starve your body. You deliberately stop yourself from eating when your body is actually screaming for food. So you're fighting a very powerful instinct in the world, and that is survival. So people find that very hard because that's very difficult to resist. And the most important thing is that when this happens, your body's metabolism slows down, which means that that's actually the opposite effect of what you want to achieve. And the other thing is that as soon as the body senses that there is a lack of food coming in, it assumes that you have no choice. And then rather than let you die, your metabolism slows down so considerably to conserve all the energy which is in your body. And then at the same time, the body stores even more of what you do eat as fat because it senses lean times ahead. And so every time you go on a restrictive diet, you lose muscle tissue, you gain more fat cells. And then when you start to eat normally between breakfast again, your metabolism is still working very slowly. So that's why diets don't work, really.